Hello beautiful people, I wanted to take a second to introduce my new podcast that is called Yapping Homosexual. My name is Charlie McCall, I will be your presenter throughout these series. I will be having different guests throughout the series as well. Here is some information about me. I am gay and I came out about 4 years ago now. I came out on the 1st of September 2020 and we were all still in the pandemic in that time. I came out in lockdown because I felt like it was the perfect time because everyone in the world was figuring themselves out. And I finally accepted the fate that I was gay after 5 years of denial. With others, I was at honest time for myself. The reason I wanted to create this podcast for you guys is because in this industry there aren't that many podcasts that are aimed at this community. I wanted to help people accept who they are and let them know it's okay to be part of the community. We're all here for that one person. Anyhow, coming up on today's episode will be 2 interviews featured. And the first one will be with my friend Amelia, who identifies as Victor, and their pronouns are he, him. I will interview him on his experience with homophobia. My second interview will be with a lesbian couple called Poppy and Jess. This will be about acceptance and their first coming out stories. So the first topics on Yapping Homosexual today is about hate crimes that have taken place over the recent years, including the Brianna Ghey case that took place on the 11th of February 2023. Brianna Ghey was a 16-year-old British transgender girl and was murdered by Scarlett Jenkinson and Eddie Ratcliffe. After being lured into Culture Linear Park by Jenkinson, Ghey was fatally stabbed by the entrance. And this incident wasn't an accident of any kind. It was planned by them teenagers. As a community, we need to spread awareness because the people only think about her one day a year by going to a vigil. But Brianna Ghey deserves more. The definition of hate crimes is any criminal offence which is perceived by the victim or any other person to be motivated or prejudiced towards someone based on personal characteristics. Hate crimes were agreed in 2007, which means that it was only recently that the police took action towards it. Anyone who was faced with a hate crime. There are 5 different monitored strands of hate crimes such as race, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, disability, transgender identity. In the year ending March 2023, police recorded 145,000 hate crimes in England and Wales, which I find disgusting. How have there been that many and nothing was sorted out or recovered? LGBTQ plus hate crimes fell by 6% to 24,000 offences, and transgender hate crimes increased by 11% to 4,000 offences. This absolutely breaks my heart to be part of this community and nothing is getting solved by anyone. The only people who take stand are people who are in that LGBTQ plus community, but we need more than that. No one listens to us, to the people who are actually getting attacked in the community. We only take stand if someone is killed or on the news or being attacked. This grinds my gears so much because no one cares until it happens to someone they know or they feel sorry for. Brings us on to the first interview of the podcast. I will be interviewing my friend Victor about his experience with hate crimes and homophobia. Welcome to the show, Victor. What have you experienced during your time you have been out?
So I have been hate crimed, I've been to Pride workshops in college, Pride events, and I'm currently getting ready to go to 2 more Pride events this year.
Ooh. Are you doing Pride in Manchester?
So I'm going to Pride in Manchester with some friends.
Have you ever seen a hate crime happen?
Sort of, yeah. Because when I got hate crimed, I wasn't on my own, it was me and my girlfriend at the time. Because that was when I thought I was a lesbian.
Yeah. When was the last time someone was ignorant towards you?
I get it online quite a lot. So I'll have people be really ignorant towards me about that, like, are you actually trans, you don't look it? And it's like, yeah, I just can't come out. There's a difference between faking it and being unsafe to come out.
I know this question might be a bit triggering and you can answer if you want to, but have you ever been attacked?
Yeah, when I was 13, me and my girlfriend, we had rocks thrown at us from across the street, we got screamed at, called faggots, sworn at, everything.
Oh my god, that's awful. I really hope you're okay about that, because if it was me, I wouldn't. Did you stand up for yourself?
Honestly, I didn't. I just sort of walked off with her.
It's hard.
She was yelling back at the lady and it was just making everything worse, so I just sort of dragged her off.
How old was this lady? Was she our age?
Middle-aged.
Really?
Yeah, then me and Ito were 13.
How have you healed from these incidents?
It doesn't really bother me anymore. I find it kind of funny now looking back on it, because I'm just sort of like, why would people throw rocks? It's quite funny to look back at because it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like my dad, he calls me names playfully to get me used to being called names out in public.
Are you scared for the future or excited?
I'm excited for the future.
What does your future look like with?
I want to cut my hair short. I want to start testosterone, get top surgery. I want to start presenting more masculine in the future, which I'm hoping I'll be able to do in the next few years.
What is the age where you can start doing
that? You can get surgery pretty much from any age.
Really?
Yeah, I think you gotta have a dysphoria diagnosis.
Yeah.
And then you can move on to getting stuff sorted, like testosterone gels and injections if you want them.
Yeah.
Then top surgery, bottom surgery if you want it. It just depends.
Welcome to the segment I like to call Gay Mail. This is when I answer your guys' emails about your coming out stories and answer your questions that you ask about the community and ask for advice with them. I'll be picking 3 emails to read today for this episode, but if you want to be featured in the future episodes, subscribe on the YouTube and send a good rating on Apple Podcasts. I will also link my email in the description box below so you can get involved with the next episode. First up, we have the email from Beth.
So this is the first email from Beth. I was in year 8 when I came out and I was 13. I can't remember the exact date, but when I came out I told my best friend that I was bi. She was the first person to know and she was really supportive of me. It made me feel like I wasn't as different anymore, now that I'd got it off my chest. When I came out to my mum, she said that it could just be a phase, that I might just be appreciative of other women. But she also said that she had a feeling because of the way that I would always react to seeing Julia Roberts and her being the main reason that I could watch Pretty Woman. Well, that's so real. She has been supportive of me in the fact that I am gay, but knows that I don't make it my whole personality, and respect me for that. This is very respectful for the fact that I'm just gay, and that is that. There is no getting past it. When I told my brother, it was really funny, because he just said, I don't know why you're telling me this, like it wasn't obvious. Now he always tells people that I am gay, and that he's proud of having a gay sister. He never fails to make me laugh. My brother took me to Pride this year, for the first time, because he knew that I had been wanting to go for years. He's generally one of the biggest supporters ever, and I couldn't be more grateful that I was able to come out to my family. So, as you can see, this is a massive email from Beth, and that's a good story, to be fair. Like, I know most people who come out to their parents already know that they're in that community. Like, when they're ready, they're ready. And she's asked me some questions to answer today. And the first question is, when did you know for sure that you were gay? Ooh, that's a good question. Basically, it's not like I knew. It's the fact, like, I would see people, or like, I had a crush in primary school, and he was pretty good looking, to be fair, but I didn't know it was a crush. I just wanted to be a friend. And now that I'm gay, I'm never friends with boys, and if I am friends with boys, I like them. That's how it happens. I don't know why. How would you help someone if they were struggling with their sexuality? What I would say is deep it for a bit, like in the nicest way, stress yourself out for it, because you need to know if you're ready to come out. If you're not ready to come out to anyone, don't, because it'll just make you feel worse. I know many people who've came out and regretted it. When you've had, and I would say come out to your friends first. It's always better to come out to your friends first, because if your friends leave you after you're coming out, you don't need them friends. Like, it just proves what type of people they are. So if you come out to your friends first, they can give you some guidance on how to tell your parents. Always tell your mum and dad, because it might take them a long time to process it, and that's fine. They'll always come back to you. Like, I know so many people who've came out to their parents, and over time they've accepted them. And this is the next question. How did your family react? I couldn't have been more proud of my family. Like, they were the biggest supporters, because I came out in 2020 and it was like lockdown, and I was going through a midlife crisis in lockdown, because I was going through some shit. Like, I had bad mental health, and I was like going through too. I was like, am I gay, or am I bisexual, or am I straight? And my biggest concern was, how am I going to have kids? That was the only thing. I knew I was gay, but how am I supposed to have kids? So when I came out to my family, I came out to my mum first, because we had a talk a couple of weeks ago before that about, like, I thought I was. Yeah, I think you are, but like, I don't know if I am though. But it took me a couple of days to reflect on that. I was like, oh my god, my mum just gave me a pathway to go come out to her, and this is the easiest way to do it. So she basically helped me come out to her by her accepting me already. So I came out to her first, and it was like smooth sailing. And then I came out to my dad, but it was more just like, you know what dads are like. They're just like, oh, I'm proud of you, son. Like, you do what you do you. I'm always here for you. Came out to my brother, came out to my sister, and from my knowledge, my whole family was like, yay! This is the final question. This is a good question, actually. Was there any negative backlash when you came out from anyone? Quite a lot of people. Like,
when I came out, in school, but because I came out in lockdown, I thought, oh my god, because this is getting a bit deep. But before I came out and picked on for being gay, I didn't know I was gay. But before I locked down, people were just picking on me for being gay, and I thought, if I come out in lockdown, no, they can't say anything anymore. What can they say? Because I've came out. Like, they can't say anything else. But I was wrong. It just got worse maybe. So the next email that I have is from a girl called Maisie, and she said, "This is her story. I was a girl in guiding from 7 to 13, and it was my last stage in guides, where I started to question my sexuality. I was 11 at this time, being surrounded by women who I felt I could talk to and whom I shared the same confusions, helped to identify how I felt about many things, sexuality being one of them. I went through the different genres. A long story short, realised I was bisexual. My friends have known from the get-go, so there was no telling of them really. I have an older religious mum who doesn't openly accept the LGBTQ+ as a part of her beliefs, so this is why I haven't come to her yet. I also haven't told my dad or my grandparents because I felt like it could cause too much confusion, so when I'm with the girl I have to make it seem as we are just friends. It makes me feel dirty. I think this is why I can't fully accept myself even after 6 years, though my younger brother knows and often outs me to my family. The fear I feel in these moments show me how much I don't want them to know. I don't know if that's their fault or mine. I've been with 4 or 5 women since my gay awakening, and I must say, they do it better than any man could." So real. So, as you can see, this email is on the dark side. My family doesn't know. My friends do know, which is amazing. Like, if you're in the community and no one knows, it's a lot of pressure on your shoulder and you get into a very bad mindset. That's what I was like when I was closeted. But the fact that your friends know is good. But I would say, with your family situation, it might sound a bit like, oh my god, why are you telling me this? But I would say just keep it on the down low. And when you do get a girlfriend, be like, "No, this is my girlfriend. I don't care what you say. This is my girlfriend. I'm happy," and that's that. Because you can't really say no. Well, they can, but like, if you know who you are, then it shouldn't matter. If you're in the community and no one knows, it's a lot of pressure on your shoulder and you get into a very bad mindset. That's what I was like when I was closeted. But the fact that your friends know is good. But I would say, with your family situation, it might sound a bit like, oh my god, why are you telling me this? But I would say just keep it on the down low. And when you do get a girlfriend, be like, "No, this is my girlfriend. I don't care what you say. This is my girlfriend. I'm happy," and that's that. Because you can't really say no. Well, they can, but like, if you know who you are, then it shouldn't matter. This is the last email that I'm going to read today, from a girl called Jess, and this is her story. "I knew I was gay for about 2.5 years before I told anyone about it. One day I decided to tell someone who I knew, who wouldn't be fazed by it, which is my mum. We were in the car on the way to the shops and I told her. I feel very accepted, but then I told my dad and my sister on the same day. I told my friends a few weeks afterwards. They already had their guesses. The advice that she asked is how to overcome the fear of people not accepting me and treating me differently because of who I am. Long story short, I would just say, it is scary. Like, some people won't accept you and that's fine, but surround yourself with people who do, because the positive way out the negative. If they don't accept you straight away, they will over time, and treating you differently. Like, I've been through the worst, and you do get over it. And if you have people that around you that you love you, it shouldn't really matter. So next up on this podcast is the interview with Poppy and Jess, and it's about the coming out experiences. So the first question to ask them is, when did you first realise you were in that community?
When I looked at Orlando Bloom, and then I also looked at Keira Knightley, and I thought, why do I fancy both of them?
Fair enough. What about you, Jess? When did you first realise?
I was watching Scooby-Doo when I was about 11, and I saw Velma in her rubber outfit, and I thought,
yeah,
I fancy her.
How did you find the healing process after you came out?
For me, it wasn't that hard because I only have come out to my friends, so I haven't had to deal with, talking to my family about it, so I guess it's been a bit easier for me.
What about you, Jeff?
I actually took a while to accept myself. I couldn't accept myself. So eventually I did, and I'm alright with it, and my friends and my family accepted me.
What advice would you give to someone who is struggling with their sexuality?
I'd say maybe surround yourselves with people that you love. You know, don't be scared of it. You know, there's a lot of people out there that are the same and feel the same way.
Did your friends help you come out, or have they helped you with your coming out journey?
Being supportive and giving me any advice that I needed.
How did your friends and family react when you came out to them?
I'd have to say friends, but one of my friends was very supportive. You know, very supportive, and the other was the reason that I came out, and it wasn't really a great experience.
Yeah.
I got forced to tell this girl, and I don't think that was right, really.
No. What about you, Jess?
My parents were alright with it. They were quite supportive. They
Really?
had their guesses. And my friends already knew before I told.
Was it the right time to come out to them?
Well, as I stated before, I was forced. I got told I was queer baiting.
Oh.
I'm not friends with this girl anymore, but
Good.
yeah, she basically said that I was queer baiting, so I didn't like the fact that she thought that, so I came out to her basically.
Will you eventually come out to your family?
Yeah, eventually. Just
Have you not came out to your mum yet? Have you not? Does your mum know though? Well, does your mum know you're together?
Yeah, my mum knows.
Does your mum know you're together? Does she not? I thought she knew. Oh. This is the question for both of you. How old were you when you realised you were involved with that community?
11, no. I knew I fully knew I was a lesbian at 14, 15, and I didn't actually fully come out until I was late in year 10.
yeah, mine's kind of the same. Like I always kind of knew that I fancied men and women, but I didn't come out until October 2020.
How was the high school life when you came out? Jess.
No one really knew apart from my friends, just a little circle of people who I trusted to know this information, so it wasn't that hard, it was just normal.
What about you?
Mine's exactly the same.
Really?
I only really told my friends.
Who was the first person you told when you came out?
For me, bringing it back again, it's that ex-friend. Was
Right.
the first person I told, and then I told.
Was it a positive coming out?
I mean, it's not like she didn't support me. It was how she reacted before I did.
Who was the first person you came out
When I was in year 8, I thought I was bisexual, so I told my ex-best friend that I was bisexual, and she supported me, and then I wasn't friends with her when I figured out I was a lesbian.
You weren't friends with her?
No,
Oh.
that would have been year 9.
Has anyone said to you it's a phase or don't be silly?
No.
Not really. I mean, you see it online a lot, but no one's ever said it to my face.
This brings us to the end of my first episode of Yapping Homosexual. I really hope you enjoyed the first episode and I hope you have learnt more about the community. If you ever feel scared or rethinking your sexuality, please contact me by messaging me on Instagram or TikTok. My Instagram and TikTok pages are called Yapping Homo, and message me if you have any worries and I'll be there for you. If you ever want any extra support, please contact Tags Warrington, who has kindly sponsored my podcast. Thank you so much, Tags, for this. Coming up on the next episode of Yapping Homosexual will be an episode about do we ever regret coming out, or we wish we weren't part of the community. I think this is a very cool topic because no one really talks about that as a community, because some people do have regrets.